This channel has finally been demonetized. And what we're going to do to celebrate is we are going to run 15-ish miles. Maybe I'll run an extra one just for fun. Just for fun. I got a bunch of additional like gels that I'm going to be testing out, and like carbs and like electrolyte stuff. So I am coming into this run ready to rip. If you live in the South, you know the humidity. I don't know what the fuck's. We have what it is. Little lesson. I'll see if I can put this on the screen. We got a little high pressure going like this. Got like out west a little low, and so you just got this like up from the Gulf, just right up in there. And so anyone in like the Gulf, you're in Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida. Florida's always, humid. It is just. So what I was saying is like, it is some of this past couple weeks. Like this is, I don't remember it being this bad. Like I don't remember training in this. I didn't train in this last year. And through the summer in Austin, I don't think it was as humid. It was humid. I don't think it was as humid, but I got hurt. So for the month of like July into then August, I wasn't even training. I was actually in the gym doing elliptical work. So I'm like, oh man, like this might be like my first real time actually training in like really pretty nasty humidity, pretty, hot, You can go in the morning and that's what we do here, but like you still can't get around that humidity factor. So we're going to put ourselves probably do 15-ish miles. That's what I did last week. But dude, it's so taxing. My plan though is just continuously just be squeezing gels into my mouth. Eating nuts, eating fruit, raisins. I used to hate raisins. Somehow, man, I've come back to them and like they kind of fuck. They kind of go hard. So that's what we're gonna do. The clips from this video will be me on the 360. I want to get a new one, but I don't want to pay for it right now. So until I decide to pay for it, because the channel is not monetized anymore, these are completely for fun. Not that I was making much money from the videos anyway, but these are like, now it's like, I literally will not be paid from this at all. Like not even 10 cents, like literally not even 5 cents. You know what I'm saying? Not even enough to cover the cost of like one squirt of the gel or one scoop of electrolytes. So we got to run 100 miles in about like 90 something days, September 19th. 100 miles, we got to train, we got to run, so we have no choice but to do the work. We have to do it. We have to get it in. I don't care how hot it is, how cold it is. We have to do it because if we do it, we'll be better prepared for when the race comes, and the race will be easier. See you tomorrow.
Good morning. We are about a half mile in, and the plan for today, I think I'm going to do 8 in this like kind of flat loop. It's like a lot of like this and then just like gravel, and then I'm gonna do 8 on the trail because it goes 4 out and 4 back. So far so good. Doesn't feel that hot. It's warm, but it doesn't feel as bad as like the past couple weeks. It's a nice little trail though. In terms of pacing, so the plan is like, well, the first mile is 11:09, which is pretty slow, but heart rate is super low, so that's the idea. Keep it super low so you can keep the effort relatively stable the whole time, so you can eat, you can drink, minimal issues, at least for me. But getting a bunch of like 11s now, and then once we go to the trail, there's more, up and down, so you probably get more like 13s, and then it averages out closer to 12, which in terms of what I'm trying to do, it's pretty good. If I can do that, and I could keep that for, long periods of time, we're gonna be good. Because just for context, if you ran 12-minute pace for an entire ultra, like average, you'd be up in the top. Like, very much up in the top. Because that accounts for stoppage time, you know, aid stations, all that. Hills. I'll work on speed during the week on the shorter runs. And these are just literally, we're going out for 3 hours. And do I want to increase the mileage? Yes. But 3 hours on feet, still 3 hours on feet at the end of the day. So if you can see the sun hitting the trees now, the goal here is to run in this area until, or just until, we can get, the sun starts coming up. And then we go into the shade, or we go into the woods. And so at least we're not gonna be in direct sun. We're starting to get close, but it's still early. 4.5 miles in. We are about almost 50 minutes in. So I've purchased about 200 and something dollars worth of electrolytes. Actually, like 250, maybe 300 electrolytes, carb powders, gels, meal replacement, like gels. And we're gonna test out one of them today. Well, actually two. I've put a powder that has like 80 calories, 20 something carbs, I think, plus electrolytes in both bottles. So we got like 100 and something calories in these, or we will throughout the bottles. And I've used this before though. The things I'm trying, I will show in a minute, or in a few minutes, more like an hour for me. But I've also got a bag of raisins and cashews. I think it's cashews. So that works pretty well. You get like a good amount of calories for not taking up a lot of space with the nuts. So I think that's going to be a piece to the race fueling, that's for sure. But I've noticed the past 2 times I feel like shit at the end, partially because probably not enough electrolytes and not enough calories. So we're gonna keep upping the calories and the electrolytes until we throw up, and we'll see where we can find the sweet spot. Fun fact, I have never in my life legitimately thrown up from running. Never. I felt close a couple of times, but I've never actually done it. So maybe in this 100-mile prep, we push the boundaries and get to that point. Maybe not. We'll see.
All right, so 8 miles in, we go back to the car, and it looks like I pissed myself, but let me just tell you guys right now, that is not piss, that's sweat. It's just where the sweat kind of falls initially. We're at that weird spot where it's like I'm sweating, but not like enough to where I'm completely soaked. You can kind of see my ass as well. Like, I'm not completely soaked, but I am soaked enough to where it's like, it looks like he just pissed himself. So inside this little red cooler, I have G1M Sport from BPN and a scoop of watermelon electrolytes from a different brand. I'm gonna tell you right now, the combination of the two, awful. Like, it tasted not good. Like chemicals, like it was not good at all. BPN G1M Sport, I've had their watermelon electrolytes and they tasted great. So I assume that their watermelon like carb powder would taste fine. It does not. Like, does not. So we're filling everything up, reloading. I don't stop my watch. I just kind of let it all rip. This doesn't take too long. It took like 2.5 minutes total. I put it up on 2x speed so I don't have to waste the entire time. But yeah, just make sure we're all good. Sip everything, or make sure everything is, situated. Take a nice big gulp before we head out. And then, those 2 flasks, those 2 soft flasks should last for the next 8 miles. It wasn't enough, technically. I would like to have more, but it got the job done.
So yeah, 8 miles of this trail. It goes 4 out, 4 back. I think it's more intense on the back too. So in this case, the middle 4 will be the most vert. First 2 is not too bad, but I think the idea is pretty good. It's like, oh, we can't have that. We can't have the keys jingling. You know, it's like, go get some miles, tire out the legs. Because I usually run during the week. My runs are like 8 miles. So, tire out the legs, and then the game plan for this part, the second half, is to run on more tired legs, eat as much as possible, drink as much as possible, and then just get 8 more miles. That's really it. I'll also say that it is substantially, it feels substantially cooler today than even just like Thursday or last week. So that's been good. It feels way better. It's still gonna be like 90 something today, but maybe not as humid. I don't know. I'll take it though. I will take it. I gotta piss so bad. Does anyone know if pissing next to a river is not a good thing to do? Almost 10 miles in. Hit the clearing. Feeling really good, dude. Really good. And I haven't even hit the secret sauce yet. Next. Check this though. The sun is warm. That is for sure. Still feels early though. Okay, we are 10.3 miles in, so just under 6 left. And I thought, what a better time to test this out. My first time ever having a spring energy. The apple cinnamon pie is like their flagship gel. So let's see. How do you open this thing? There's not like a slit. Oh. Really? Oh, it's like, it's way thicker. It's good, but it's thicker than I thought. Like, way thicker. Almost like it's a cross between swallowing and chewing. But the thing is, like, it is apparently like real food. It's like rice and applesauce and stuff. So it's not just like synthetic, you know, sugar. I dig it though. Yeah, I could see myself eating these a lot. It's pretty good. Not as easy to get down as I was expecting, but apple juice, basmati rice, applesauce, maple syrup, MCT oil, avocado oil, sweet potato, cinnamon, sea salt, citric acid, and vanilla. But it's 180 calories. It's good. I approve. Put on this side. It's one thing, when you have a vest, at least the way mine works, you have your unopened or during consumption side, and then you have your trash side once you've eaten the trash side. So you start taking the trash and you put it on one side. Is digging through trash to get to the real stuff, no go, not fun. On a different note, I have no loyalty to any brand. I do not care. But BPN, their G1M Sport watermelon flavor is not good. It is just not good. I thought it was a bad batch. I legitimately thought it was a bad batch. The 2 times I've gotten it and I suffered through it, I got it again because I was like, dude, I have watermelon flavored electrolytes, like it'll mix easier, it'll taste fine. No, it's just not good. I do not recommend that flavor to anyone. The thing is, what doesn't make sense is they had a watermelon electrolyte, so not the G1M, not the carb powder, just the electrolyte powder in the watermelon flavor. Tasted amazing, great. So that's why I keep going back, like, okay, the flavors should match. They don't. They do not. And I do not recommend it. I've had the G1M in, I think, fruit punch. Great. I'm sure lemon lime is probably fine. You can't really fuck that one up. But a watermelon is a no-go. No. Either that or that you gotta put like 5 scoops to make it taste like remotely good. Because it just has like a gross, like chemically, like watered down, not even watermelon flavor, really. All right, we've hit the turnaround, just shy of 12 miles. Where am I going? That looks like trails, but there's no markers. We've just hit any second, 12 miles. That last one was a 14:52. The average is like 11:52 right now over the entire thing. I don't stop my watch when I go to the car. I don't stop my watch to pee. I don't stop my watch to tie my shoe. I just leave it running. These last 2 miles, which is what I said before, if I remember correctly from the last time I was here, which was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, these last 2 of this trail are like narrow, as you can see. So even coming down, you can't really just gun it because you'll fall off the side of the trail. And on top of that, you can't tell right now, they're a lot more verty, a lot more hilly. So from mile 14.5 when I get there to the end, 16, pretty flat. A couple minor hills, but very flat, runnable. But once you get past mile 2, really, like 1.5 is a big hill, and then this comes more of classic Georgia, up and down, narrow, tight, technical, you know, all that good stuff. For anyone who cares, what I do on these runs is I keep if I see my heart rate, it's on my watch, it's not perfect, but if I see it bordering like 150, I will not run, or I will slow down if it's downhill or flat. If it's any uphill, I will not run it. Oh. And then I let it come down to like below 130, and then I'm good to start pushing again. Nice and easy. I've just found this to be the best for me because it allows me to keep going. It allows me to maintain a pace and effort that I could legitimately do probably all day as long as I was hydrated and eating enough. And that's where I want to be putting the bulk of my training in, right? In the effort level that I'll be in during, you know, the race and stuff. Thankfully, you've got a combination of slightly lower dew point, a little bit less humidity, and much better fueling preparation because I feel really good. You know, I've eaten enough calories, I think, or more than what I've been doing. Hydrating better, more electrolytes, and I feel better. So, yeah, the more you can stack weekends, days of this stuff, it's just trial and error, you know, then you know. Now for the race, yeah, hopefully it's not this hot. September here, once we get to like mid to late September, you know, you're getting to like average lows 60, maybe average highs like 80-ish. You know, now average high is like well into the 80s, if not more. And your lows, you're lucky to get a night below 70, you know, and then you just stack the humidity on top, you know, and it's a very different animal. Just because the amount of sweat that you're gonna lose, fluids you're gonna lose, electrolytes you're gonna lose. So that's the game that we're trying to figure out, dial it in. Once we do that, you know, you never really do it fully because conditions are always different, but once you get a decent handle on it, you're better prepared, you'll get injured less, you'll be fatiguing less, and you'll be getting in, at least I think, really quality training miles when you're staying in that range. When you're pushing it, it's easy to be running yourself into the ground. A little, let the heart rate drop a little bit. But when you're pushing it, it's easy to just drive yourself into the ground, and then you're getting essentially hurt. You feel like shit, and then, you know, all that, which then makes the rest of your life suck and makes you dread the training, not want to get up, not want to do it, which then makes it that much harder. So it all comes full circle.
Successfully made it back. I did survive. My battery just died at like mile 12. So sorry to cut you off like that, but we hit 16. Felt really freaking good, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I felt really good. I felt like the calories were more than enough. Maybe towards the end, I was feeling a little bit like not great, but not bad. Not as bad as the past couple of weeks. My hair has gotten super long. I gotta cut. Well, I don't know, because I put it back. I gotta cut the front though a little bit. But all in all, really happy with it and feeling good. Feeling much better. Better hydration, better fueling, better pizza Papa John's. I think next week you may or may not do a run. I might take like a week off, as in instead of run, I'll just go for a super long hike. Not to put the extra stress on the body. Give it like, you know, a taper, if you want to call it a taper week, just so that you don't keep like continuously going up a couple percent in terms of volume every week and then just, you know, piling on, and you almost always will get hurt like that. So this video is probably way too long as it is. I'm going to dip, I'm going to take a shit, and I'm going to take a shower. Peace.